Future authors. This is Lynn Aliquity Smargis with another episode of Write, Edit, and Publish. So happy to be here again this week. And this week is episode 4. And today we are going to talk about what is a ghostwriter? Because I get this all the time. People know, like, oh, you're a ghostwriter. That's fascinating. But they don't really know what an actual ghostwriter does. Some people do and some people don't. So this video is to explain what is a ghostwriter. That's what I do for a living. I help people write their novels, but it's not just about writing novels. So today, we're going to talk about how a ghostwriter can transform your expertise into published works. And we're going to dive into the mysterious world of ghostwriting, whether you're considering hiring a ghostwriter or just curious about what a ghostwriter does. Then this episode is going to illuminate the path forward. So let's just start off with the basics. What is a ghostwriter? It's a professional who creates content under someone else's names. So it doesn't just have to be a book, although that's what most ghostwriters are known for, creating books for people. But other than creating nonfiction and fiction books, a ghostwriter can also create articles, blog posts, speeches, presentations, website content, social media content. So anything the ghostwriter makes for someone else is considered ghostwritten material, and that they don't put their name on it. So if you do a trade for a blog, so if I were to write a blog for your thing, but then it said created by Lynn Smargis, then that would not be considered a ghostwritten project because we're just swapping blogs and you are crediting me. But if we were swapping blogs and you weren't crediting me and I was just making a blog for you and you paid me to make a blog, then that would be considered ghostwriting because my name was not credited on that piece of content. So the ghostwriter's role in the creative process is to capture the client's voice and style, which is super important. I know that there are some people who've had books written or have hired editors, and they changed the composition of their book so much and the style, it doesn't sound like their voice anymore. That's not what I do as a ghostwriter. I really work hard to retain my client's voice and style. They do some research and organization when they need to. They do writing and they revise their writing and they maintain confidentiality. So that's one of the challenges of being a ghostwriter is people ask, well, what have you written? So I can really only give them pretty much my own stuff because a lot of my clients don't want other people to know that their book was ghostwritten, which is perfectly fine. It just makes it a bit more challenging for me in my portfolio. That means I have to write more for my own stuff for people to see different samples. And so what are the benefits of hiring a ghostwriter? So there's several benefits to hiring a ghostwriter. It's time savings for busy professionals. So if you are a professional, an executive, a thought leader, and you have a lot of stuff on your plate, you don't have time to write a book, but you can hire me to write your book for you. So another benefit is that it is a professional writing expertise. So I recently purchased a book. I went to a keynote speech, really loved the keynote speaker, and then that person's book, they said, oh, I have this book for sale. Great. So I went on Amazon and I purchased their book. The problem is it had 27 chapters. One of them was like 1 page long, and that person clearly did not hire an editor. There was grammatical mistakes all throughout the book. There was formatting mistakes all throughout the book. And that really, when I read that book, when I first saw that person, I thought, wow, this person's really great. They're very professional. And then I read that book and I'm like, if you're making the kind of money you're saying you're making on stage, why did you not hire a professional editor for your book? Like that book clearly needed a professional editor because it was so choppy. It was really hard to read. I finally got through it with the information that I needed to do, but I literally had to plow through that book. It was not enjoyable. Will I buy another book from that author again? No, because I know that writing is bad and they didn't hire a professional editor, which you need to do for your book. And the other thing is like, that really lowers my respect for that person because if they say I'm a professional, but they don't spend the money to hire an editor, then are they really professional, right? Like, or do they really do what they're supposed to do? Like that really is a conflict for me. And so you want to make sure that you have a professional writer, even if you write your own book, you have a professional writer go through it and edit it for you. A professional writer can also give you fresh perspective on your ideas. I do this a lot for clients. So clients come to me with ideas and I say, well, how about we do it this way, or have you consider this? So even just sometimes the organization of the book is really helpful for other people to like make it flow better. That's one of the things people really have a challenge with is getting their work to flow really well. So that's something I help people with and give them new ideas on maybe how to present it a little bit differently, but stay on topic. Also, consistent content delivery. So this is a really big one because a lot of people are busy. And so helping a ghostwriter can help a busy professional get content out every week. So you can be doing your thing, and then the ghostwriter comes in and does my thing, and then I help you get content out every week, and I write your content, and then either I can give it to your web person to post or your social media person to post, or if you want one of my team members to do the posting, we also offer that as well. So that's really important to get consistent content so that your people that are watching you can see you, and also consistent content on any platform is good for the algorithm. So you want to do that on a regular basis, right? Like not publish for a month and then not publish anything for 4 months and then start publishing again. Access to industry knowledge is really important. So even if your ghostwriter is not in that industry, you can still hire them. So for example, I'm a ghostwriter and I have some areas of specialty like travel and any type of like business coaching, business executive coaching. I also have expertise in health and wellness field and also like science, astronomy, some other different expertise fields. So I have several different expertise fields that I can write in. But it does not have, like when my client comes to me, I don't have to have an expertise in their field. So I can do research or they can just advise me on how they want the book written. Support throughout the writing process is super important. 90% of what I do is book coaching. So I help people literally walk them through their book writing part. And then the other part I walk them through is the actual self-publishing part. So I walk them through on a Zoom video how to publish their book on Amazon. So I just literally handhold my clients through the whole thing. That's my specialty, is that one-on-one personal touch, that high touch thing that I love to do with my clients, and to just really give them the confidence in their own self-publishing. And then the ability to focus on your core business. So of course, if you are a busy executive, right, and you hand off this project to myself or another ghostwriter that you choose, then you have that time to do all what you need to do. Like when I have my team members, right, and I hand off stuff to them, I don't have to do those tasks anymore. Those are things my team members are doing. So I'm getting way more work done hiring my team members to do it for me than if I were just to go off and do it all on myself. Now, I could do everything myself, but that would take me 20 times longer, and it would take me way longer to achieve the goals I want to achieve if I'm not hiring someone else to do certain things. So one of the things I do in my business is I do a lot of the content myself, and then I have my assistants help me with a client management platform and posting on social and things like that. So all those little tasks I divvy out to my team members who do a fabulous job on putting that up, because I always get compliments and people are like, wow, you put out so much content. I'm like, yeah, that's because it's not only me. So if you want to put out that type of content, you definitely need to hire a contractor to help you out with that. All right. So let's talking about how to work successfully with a ghostwriter. Some best practices are clear communication channels. So one of the things I often get is people are like, oh, I have a rough draft of this, and I get their quote unquote rough draft, and it's not really a rough draft, it's an outline. So you have to really be like, and that's what we go through in our first consultation call together. Once you hire me as a ghostwriter, I look at your materials, or even in the discovery call, I can look at your materials and give you kind of an estimate on how long it's going to take to get done based on what coaching package you pick, and then like how involved you are in the process. A lot of times I'm just waiting for my clients to get their work done so I can get their work done. So sometimes the clients are a little behind, and so we have to adjust for that. But it's really good to make sure that you communicate that, especially if you're going to go on vacation, that communicate that with your ghostwriter so they know and they're not like waiting for you and they don't know why they're waiting for you. Okay, regular feedback sessions. I do this with all my clients. Once a month we get together, we talk about their book, what their book needs, what looks great in their book, and then we both have homework. So I have homework as their ghostwriter, and then my client has homework to do whatever it is they need to do that we just talked about. Organized information sharing. So I keep all of my clients' information in Google Docs, and then we just literally work off the same sheets all the time, which is super convenient. It's super efficient, and I love doing it that way. And then if my client needs any help with showing them how to make a comment on a Google Doc or showing you how to highlight or underline something, I can also do a little technology training too, included in my ghostwriting package. It's not just ghostwriting and book coaching. I typically help my clients with showing them how to use Google Docs, just the basics, because that's pretty easy. All right, setting up a realistic timeline. That's really important, because you want to make sure that you have a timeline that your client's going to reach. Now, I usually don't pick a date. I usually pick like a season or a month, like maybe by the end of March or by the end of April. So that way, if the date's a little bit flexible, so it gives you a little bit of playtime in there. All right, my friends, we're going to pause right here, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about hiring a ghostwriter and working successfully with a ghostwriter and some best practices as well. Hi, friends. Lynn Smart just back for the second half of What is a Ghostwriter? And so we just started talking about a little bit about working successfully with a ghostwriter. Really, you need to make sure that you know what you're doing with your book and communicating that clearly. So if there's a section you don't like, or there's something the ghostwriter wants to do that you don't like, make sure you express that with your ghostwriter. Because what I do with my clients is I give them all the options they have that I know of, and I give them my professional advice on what's the best option to go with, and then they are the decision makers on what they're going to do with that. All right. So you need to understand how many revisions that you get, right, in your package. Is it unlimited? It's usually not unlimited. Some people do that. I don't do unlimited revisions. It just depends. So my ghostwriting and coaching package is set up on a time basis. So they want more revisions, they can. It's just they're using up more of their time that they paid for that month. All right, building a collaborative relationship. Now, this is really important. I tell everybody this. When you do your discovery call, and your ghostwriter should offer you a discovery call, like I offer a 15-minute free discovery call, which you can click in the show notes below. I go over like what the clear expectations are for the book. How long do you think it's going to be? All of those things, because I want to make sure that we're good on a collaborative level. Your personalities really do need to click. If you're talking to a ghostwriter and the personality is not clicking and your instincts like, I don't know, don't go with that person. You're going to regret it, because they're going to be your best friend. They're going to be like stuck to your side for the next 6 months to a year and a half. So you want to have somebody who you really click with and get along really well with. All right. So recap to talk about what we did is we talked about, what is a ghostwriter and the benefits of hiring a ghostwriter, how to work successfully with a ghostwriter, and building collaborative relationships. All of these are so important. And it's really important to know all of these things when you are hiring a ghostwriter. The ghostwriter isn't just somebody you hire just to write work. It's somebody you collaborate with to make sure your brand and your voice are on the right track, and that everything sounds consistent. So that's super important. All right, my friends, thanks again for tuning into Write, Edit, and Publish. Remember, when you want to share your expertise through a book, or if you need consistent content creation, a ghostwriter is probably your perfect partner to bring vision to your life and your business content. Until next time, keep creating, and make sure you hit that subscribe or follow button, because next week we're going to talk about, on episode 5, when to hire a ghostwriter. So these are going to be topics that, like, hey, I want to see this. This is when I should hire a ghostwriter. And remember to definitely hit that like and subscribe button. All right, future authors, this has been great chatting with you today. And I hope you have a great week. And I will see you next week on the Write, Edit, and Publish podcast.